Hi, friends. What's up? Happy Thursday. Was inspired to do this live video because there are so many new people who are on my page, who are following me, messaging me that I've never chatted with, and also on YouTube, new subscribers. So I was like, I haven't done an introduction in a while. I should probably do that. So if you're new to my page or my channel, welcome. I'm Shakti. So you've probably seen, if you're on my channel, that there's a big bold banner up top that says health and sovereignty. And so that's exactly what you're going to find on my channel. And it does sound a little bit broad, but it's specifically because I have a business in health and fitness, and that's what I do. I help people start really simple nutrition and fitness programs and follow them and get group support and one-on-one support as well. And I also have a very strong metaphysical teaching background. So I talk a lot about spiritual topics. I talk a lot about the energy that we're experiencing collectively and one-on-one in our personal lives. I have been doing intuitive readings for over a decade. So my background is extremely eclectic. I also was in therapy as a massage therapist for chronic pain and injury for a long time, yoga instructor. To say that I understand health and healing from a very broad scope is 100% accurate. I've been in many realms of it, doing the work in many different places, and it's something that I think was a life calling. And that's a little bit about my story. So just a few minutes of my story is I was born with a congenital heart defect that a lot of children do not survive. And if they do survive it, they end up having repetitive surgeries throughout their lives to make sure they stay alive. I was either very blessed or very fortunate or had an amazing surgeon my first go around, but at 3 days old, I had open heart surgery and died, came back, and which is extremely rare to happen for an infant. I went from weighing 8 pounds, 5 ounces, healthy newborn infant, to 6 pounds within 3 days of my birth because of my surgery. And I survived it, and I was really resilient in that, and I never needed another surgery. You know, there were some times in my life where they thought I would need to go back in, but I never did, never had to. And I've had a very healthy life, I consider to be. I have a son that was a natural birth, unmedicated and assisted, really. And I am fit, and that's my job now. That's my business. That's what I do. And I lift weights, and I, do a lot of exercise, which are things they never thought I'd be able to tolerate or do. So that's why I say that I think my business and my vocation was very much a calling upon my spirit, because I was born kind of characteristically unlikely to be doing what I'm doing now. I definitely, if you had told any of my surgeon or any of my doctors what I'd be doing in the future, they would not believe you. And to this day, when I go see a cardiologist for a report, they're like, "You do what for a living?" You help people with fitness, right? You're super fit. Like, they don't believe that that's what I do as like a job. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. So, because I think I had so many chances stacked against me so early on, I really appreciate and really feel blessed to have the opportunity to help other people realize that just because the odds are stacked against you, just because you have never been able to do something before, just because people have told you your whole life that you can't do something, just because you've tried something and failed, just because it's never been easy for you or come naturally for you, doesn't mean that you can't do it now. And I especially enjoy helping women rewrite the script of their relationship to their body and their relationship to their eating habits and their relationship to what they think is who they are, and having them uncover a whole new layer of who they are, and realizing that, what they thought they were and who they thought they were was really just a script that they had in their brain. So that is a little bit about the beginning, my early history. There's a lot of things about me. I am married to someone that I met when I was in middle school. I have a son who is 4 going on 5, which is even hard to believe. It was really the birth of my son that was a catalyst for my work in health and fitness, because after suffering really horrible postpartum depression and anxiety, I really turned to that as a way of self-medicating. And it really pulled me out of the trenches of where I was. Between the actual work I was doing on myself and the communities that I was put into, it helped me stay sane. And then I became kind of intoxicated with the idea of creating that for other people. And so that's where my Workout Warrior community was born from, my organization that I mentor as well. So all of that came from what was a really tragic moment for myself, mental health wise, really turned into something really beautiful, which I'm really grateful for. So that's a lot of that kind of a background. And alongside the road for the past 10, 11, almost 12 years, I'm also a minister. I have been doing intuitive readings all of that time. Yoga instructor, like I said, massage therapist, and I've had the honor of learning under some really amazing human beings like Edwin Gaines and John Randolph Price, who is no longer with us. I was blessed to be able to catch him right at the tail end of his life and learn from some real life magicians. That's who I like to call them, real life magicians, because there are people who have done remarkable things with their lives, even though their whole life was stacked against them from the beginning, and they managed to turn it around and do something really beautiful with it. So I consider myself really blessed that I got a chance to even work with those people and learn from them and earn certificates from them. One of them being Master of Prosperity Teacher, which I completed the teacher training for that with Edwin Gaines years ago when I was still very young. So my background is extremely eclectic, but I think because it's so eclectic, it allows me to really understand when someone comes into my life and they need help, that there are so many different ways that help can be found for them, and so many different ways that help can be put together to help them. And so to me, that's a blessing that I get to do that and share that experience. So if you're new and you're following me, you're like, who is this person and where does she come from? There's a little bit about my background. I'm also really, really deep into the understanding that we are multidimensional beings and that we are not just existing on a third dimensional plane, that all planes are simultaneously coexisting, that we originated and were seeded from a galactic heritage, from a star people heritage, that what we know as human is not really human, and there's more of that to come as I'm receiving transmissions and channelings about that, but I will be talking about that a lot as well. So when I call myself a truther, that's really what I'm referring to, is that there's a lot about the history of us on the planet in our lives and in how we take care of ourselves and the rituals that we have or don't have for ourselves that lots of people don't know. So yeah, stay tuned for more of that. So I wanted to talk a little bit and show a little bit, like physically show. I have the book with me of the reset that I'm doing in July that I posted about in my stories. So if you're following my stories and you saw me talk a little bit about, and I had some short video clips in there, this is what I'm talking about. But I have the book with me from when I originally did it. And I wanted to just show you what you can expect in your own manual when you receive it, because you will be receiving the same book. So there's 6 supplements in the box that you receive, and here's like an image of each of them. And there's 3 weeks to this reset, and there's 3 phases to this reset. So every single week corresponds to a phase. So before we go into that and talking about that, something that I think was really powerful is they talk about exercise. So exercise when you're detoxing is not really recommended, but if you're someone who has a history of fitness and you have done things like gentle detoxes before with exercise and you know your body, then that's perfectly fine. They do give you some suggestions in here: stretching, breathing exercises, restorative yoga, swimming, walking, tai chi. We have those programs as well in our fitness library for anybody who has our fitness library. They talk a lot about sleep. So you're going to cover the subject of sleep a lot while you're detoxing, and why getting an appropriate amount of sleep is so important always, but specifically when you're detoxing. There's a whole segment on breathing techniques, really simple breathing techniques to help you stay grounded and present while you're detoxing. I think it's so powerful of them to talk about that. There's a whole section on water and mineralized water. There's a whole section on conscious eating, which conscious eating is really the ultimate goal. Okay, so when I talk to people about nutrition and I talk to people about healing the food wound, the goal is to get here to a place where you are mindful of your relationship to food, not to cut out foods and to limit your life. Then they talk about emotions. There's a whole segment about emotions and how detoxing also includes emotional detoxing. So we have a very emotional relationship to food. We don't know that, but we do. So when we are cleansing, it's not uncommon for that kind of stuff to come up as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit. There's a little questionnaire as well in the beginning of the book for you to kind of check into where you are before you begin, and then afterwards, you know, at the end of the reset, you can also check in with yourself. So phase 1 is called Reclaim. So this is the first part of the book is split up, is organized, and I'll show you exactly how organized it is. This is week 1. So in this phase, you'll focus on gradually removing animal products and refined foods from your diet while adding in lots of veggies. If you're currently vegan or vegetarian and wish to exclude animal products entirely from phase 1, we have provided vegan options. So this phase, the supplements are Power Greens, Mineralize, Soothe, and Optimize. And what this is for is to basically make your body bioavailable to receive more nutrients so that everything that you intake, your body is actually absorbing. And that's day 1 through 7. So you're going to get a little chart, little calendar of exactly weekly prep tips and the schedule for supplements for each week. It looks exactly the same week to week. But here's the coolest part about this reset. You don't have to think. You just follow the reset. From day 1 to day 21, they outline every single meal you're going to eat. Okay? So breakfast, this is what you eat. Here's the vegan option. Lunch is this. Dinner is this. Here's the vegan option for your first week. Then you go into vegan for the next couple of weeks. Okay, so all of these recipes are also in the back of the book. So if you're reading that and you're like, okay, well, it's telling me to eat this, but what's the recipe? Well, in the back of the book, all of the recipes are listed for you. So this is not only a food guide, but it's also a recipe book at the same time. So from day 1 to day 21, you are going to get every single recipe that you need and grocery shopping lists. It's like detoxing for dummies, I swear. So phase 2 is called Release, and this is really the week where you are detoxing. So the second week is when the detox actually starts. And so this one you're going to be taking a little bit different supplementation, and again the food journal logs look exactly the same. So here are some sample recipes of what you'll be eating. Here's day 10 and day 11 outlined with pictures for you with the actual like meals here, and again all of the recipes are in the back of the book, so you can't mess it up. All the recipes are right here. They're just outlined for you. Okay, so that is week 2. And then week 3 is called Restore. And again, the supplements change in this week. This is Restore. But it doesn't change that you still get the same thing. You get a menu, same way. So all 21 days, you are being told exactly what to eat. So that there's never any confusion. You're not lost. You're not like, oh, I don't know what to eat. Here's a whole list of snacks as well. So they even give you snacks by week as well for the detox. You get snacks for week 1 and 2 and 3. Then, like I said, there's a whole segment on recipes, which I'll show again. There's the whole back of the book has all of the recipes for every single day. So there's just one book and it has all the things. I want to show you the grocery shopping lists as well. Okay, so has some smoothie recipes, has the ingredients list for everything that you're ingesting. There's a whole ingredients list in the back of the book. Spices. There's an FAQ in the back of the book. So then there is, what do you do after your reset is over? So they even talk about how to transition out of the reset. Okay, so right here you're going to see how to transition out of the reset. There's some before and afters you can see as well. So they give you the option of understanding. For some reason I'm not seeing comments. I have a feeling you guys are leaving me comments, but I'm not seeing them on my streaming. So I'm just gonna pull up my Facebook to make sure I'm not like missing your comments, because I have a feeling I am. Okay, so how do I eat post reset? So here it has week 1 after the reset, week 2 after the reset, week 3 and 4 after the reset. So it even guides you on the way out. Okay, and then it talks about more lifestyle and exercise options in the back of this book, post reset life, pretty much. Here's the shopping list. So here's phase 1, week 1 shopping list. So you have a shopping list of ingredients right there. And again, they have it for every phase. Every phase has its own shopping list. So you're never going to be confused. You're like, oh, I don't know what to grocery shop for. They have a list for you. I don't know what to eat on this day. They already told you what to eat. I don't know how to make that thing. There's a recipe for you in the back of the book. So literally, it's one book. You have everything you need in this book. And you can reuse the book, which is so cool. Like right now, I'm going to redo the reset. So I just ordered the supplements that I was missing to do the reset, but I already have the book. I don't have to order the whole kit anymore because I already have this. So that's another thing about it, is once you have it forever. And you can redo it as many times as you want. It's 21 days. It's 3 weeks, so we're starting at July 6th, which is right after July 4th, so it won't be in the middle of a holiday, and then it'll go to the end of July. So it's just a couple of weeks of a detox. Now, why am I doing it personally? Originally, when I did this detox was because I wanted to lose weight. I lost 10 pounds on this reset the first time I did it without exercising, because it was my first serious detox, so I did not want to exercise because I didn't understand how detoxing works. However, now I'm doing it more for mental health reasons and emotional health reasons, because we are now understanding that what you eat has a huge impact on psychology and how you feel, on mood and emotion. We see that with children when they're they'd say acting out. A lot of times it's nutritionally based. They're reacting to something that they're ingesting, and if you just change your diet a little bit, they change dramatically. So knowing that, and knowing how we right now as a collective, I think, are experiencing a lot of heavy emotions and going through a lot, I thought it would be wise to do it for myself and then open up a group to invite other people to do it with me. So if you're interested or you want a full video, I have like a 3-minute video that breaks down even more details about it. I'm happy to send that to you. Just drop me a line or message me or email or something, and I can be in touch with you about that. But we will start July 6th, okay? I don't see any questions in the chat box, so I'll just wait for a replay. And if you do watch the replay, drop me some love. Let me know where you're watching from, if you're watching from YouTube and you don't currently follow me. And if you have any questions at all, please let me know. All right, friends, have an awesome Thursday. Chat soon. Bye.